feel like this print here would be really cute in a kitchen. There's just something about it that reminds me of a kitchen. But there's a lot of other really cute art pieces here today. I really like the colors in this one for some reason. I don't love the frame, how bright it is, but the colors in this piece are just really pretty. Now to my favorite section, which is the lamps. These two could pass for such high-end lamps, and to be honest with you, I'm not even sure exactly where they're from, but there's something about them that I just think looks really high-end. I'd probably just change out the shades. This basket's super cute. Kind of makes me want to go apple picking. I really like it. I don't know what I would do with it. This is another nice basket. I feel like you could use this as a laundry basket, maybe in like a child's room. Even though I never really buy these pieces, I always like to look at the stoneware. I just think there's something about them that are so pretty. I love this planter. This is nice and heavy too. This is pretty. You can kind of see the patina on it if you go back and forth. I love this mug, but it is just too small for my coffee. These are cool. Some bookends. $2.99. Alright, it is like maybe a week and a half later, and I just spent probably a good 15 minutes freaking out because I thought my camera broke, but I forgot that I took the battery out to charge it, so there was no battery in it. I don't know what to say for myself. I really didn't get very many things at the thrift store. I only got 3 things, so I was thinking this obviously can't be its own video, so maybe I'll quickly show you what I got and then we can actually work on my powder room makeover together. So I think that's our plan. I picked up this stone planter. It's nice and heavy and it was only $2.99. I really love organic pieces like this. They're timeless to me. I think anything that has kind of a material like stone, concrete, wood, metal, I just think those pieces are kind of timeless and really never go out of style. So really a simple piece, but you could use this for so many things. This could simply be, I think, decorative. Obviously, you could use it as intended as a planter. You could put some dried florals in here. So a lot of different options, and this could really go just about anywhere in my home. I also got just kind of this plain book, but it's actually about TV. It's all about TV. I actually find historical books like this kind of interesting. Like this is about women in TV sports. They have all these different sections, and I could actually really get sucked into a book like this. I just think it's so fascinating. But I could also just use this as a simple styling book for my coffee table. But again, it's something that I would definitely read and kind of look through, and I've really tried to collect books that I would actually look through as opposed to just simply books for styling. Not that I don't have any of those, but I really tried to actively work towards only collecting books that I would also take an interest in. And this was, I believe this was $1.99, but I already took the price tag off. And last but not least, I just picked up this really simple lampshade. I needed a new one for the lamp in my office. The one I had was just way too small, so I was lucky enough to find one that fits perfectly, and I believe this was $4.99. So that is it. That's all that I got at the thrift store, so I think we'll go ahead and start working on my powder room makeover. I've got my paint shirt on. I ended up going a little off the rails at the hardware store. I did not get either of these 2 paint samples. I ended up picking something completely different. The color is called Tiki Hut, and I just think It's a little bit warmer. I think it's closer to the color that I envisioned, but I am normally not a person who likes to just go and buy a color. I like testing out a sample and seeing what it will really look like in the room, in the light, and I didn't do that today. But at the end of the day, it is just paint, so if I put it on the wall and I really don't like it, I can always redo it. So let's start painting. Alright, I got at least part of one wall up, and I do apologize if it's echoey in here. I have the door shut. The color looks completely different in person than it does on the viewfinder. I really don't like the color that it looks like in the viewfinder. It's like a super warm, I don't even know what I'd call that color. It does look very different in person. It has more of like an olivey brown kind of undertone, and on the camera it does not look like that. So that kind of stinks, because that's not what that looks like, but I'm gonna keep working on it. I'm gonna get this paint up. I am not sure if I love it yet, even with the color in person. So I think I'm gonna keep going and then kind of decide from there. Also, my assistant has arrived. I don't know exactly what he's doing, but probably need to get him out of here before he gets paint all over his tail. Alright, it's a few hours later and the paint is dry. It is still splotchy. It still looks like a different color on camera than it does in person, but I found that I happen to have 2 daylight bulbs, so I'm gonna change out the light bulbs. These bulbs that are currently in are just super, super warm, and I think that might be impacting the way the room looks as well. So I'm gonna put in these daylight ones and see if it makes any difference. I'll kind of show you the before. You see how like yellowy it is in there? So let's try these and see if it makes a difference. All right, let's see if there's a difference. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's different. I don't know if you can tell. Oh, it looks the same. I feel like it looks the same on camera. No, maybe not. It's definitely brighter in here. The color is more of a brighter, more neutral white. There's a little bit less yellow. Good morning, guys. Another day, another dilemma. I am back in my painting clothes because I don't like the color. I don't like it. It's super dark and I don't know, it's like aging it, but not in a good way. So I've already started putting samples over it. It is one sample, however, you're gonna see here that it looks so different. Probably because one is over the existing dark paint, so it's kind of making it look a little bit wonky. Ironically, on camera, I think the other samples look almost the same color as what's on the wall now, but it is very different in person. It's much lighter and just slightly cooler, so I think I'm gonna give that a try. It was one of my original samples, but I also wanted you guys to see that sometimes this just happens. you go through a project and sometimes the paint color doesn't work, sometimes you hit some snags and you just regroup and figure out your next step. I know on home decor channels sometimes it looks like things just come together effortlessly, and that is just not always the case. So you guys are seeing a very real process of things just not quite working out right. So I think I am probably gonna have to prime the entire space to get it back to being all white again and start over. So that's that. Here, I just wanted to quickly show you guys that I built out a simple black frame. Don't mind my candles holding it down, but this is instead of replacing the mirror. And here is the new paint color on the wall. I really like it so much better. It does look a little bit cool toned on camera, but I really like it, and I think this is where I'm gonna have to leave you guys. So I will see you in the next one. Take care.